Welcome to the Jacksonville Jaguars news channel, Newspaper Leopard. Hello, passionate Jacksonville Jaguars fans. This is your #1 destination for all the news, updates, and exclusive analysis about our beloved NFL team. Whether you're a longtime Jags devotee or just starting to follow the team, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any updates. 3 Jaguars player who may not last the whole season on the 53-man roster. The Jaguars announced their 53-man roster Tuesday. These 3 players originally made the cut but may not last the whole season. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been busy these last few days. Following their win over the Miami Dolphins in Week 3 of the preseason, they assembled their 53-man roster for the 2023 season. Not long after, they announced the practice squad. While it's making the initial 53-man roster is a huge feat, there's no guarantee players at the bottom of the depth chart will last the whole season. In fact, the Jags will be making changes in the upcoming days. They will free up 2 slots when they place rookie offensive lineman Cooper Hodges and defensive lineman Devon Hamilton on the short injured reserve. On the other hand, they will eventually need other roster spots to potentially accommodate left tackle Cam Robinson and cornerback Kys Claybrooks. The former is serving a 4-game suspension to start the season while the latter was placed on the commissioner-exempt list because of an incident earlier this year. Those are not the only moves the Jaguars will make throughout the season. Hopefully they'll stay healthy, but if injury bug strikes, they'll need to add healthy bodies, and these 3 players could potentially cede their spot. Number 3 Jaguars player who may not last the whole season on the 53-man roster, Caleb Johnson, LB. Linebacker Caleb Johnson signed with the Chicago Bears after going undrafted in 2021. He made their 53-man roster and went on to appear in 14 games. He was waived before the start of the 2022 season and was later claimed by the Jags. Johnson went on to appear in all 17 games, mainly on special teams, last year, and he once again made the 53-man roster. However, Jacksonville has a surplus of talent at linebacker heading into the 2023 season, so they can easily do without the third-year pro, especially when you take into account that fellow linebacker Shaquille Quarterman can also contribute on special teams. Number 2 Jaguars player who may not last the whole season on the 53-man roster, Braswell CB. The Jaguars' cornerback room has the right mix of experience and upside. They have a pair of talented starters in Tyson Campbell and Darius Williams and a grizzled veteran manning the slot in Trey Herndon. On the other hand, sophomores Gregory Jr. and Montaric Brown hardly played last year, but they showed enough growth throughout the preseason to make you think they can deliver if their name is called. The youngest of the bunch is rookie Braswell. The former Rutgers standout seemed like a long shot to make the team given the depth at the position. However, he made the most of his playing time in the preseason and ended up making the cut. That said, don't expect Braswell to see the field much, at least early in his NFL career. In fact, it won't be shocking to see him being a healthy scratch for a handful of games next season. This isn't by any means indicative of his capability to perform. Simply, there are other players ahead of him on the depth chart. Add his inexperience and the Jaguars could release him to pave the way to another player at another position. Another thing working against Braswell is Kys Claybrooks' potential return from the commissioner's list. As of this writing, it's unknown how long his stay will be, but if he returns, Jacksonville could give him Braswell's roster spot. Then again, the rookie corner will have a chance to prove he deserves to remain on the team the whole season. Number 1 Jaguars player who may not last the whole season on the 53-man roster, Elijah Cooks. The Jaguars turned heads when they chose to carry 7 receivers next season. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Jamal Agnew, in no particular order, were all locks to make the team, while Parker Washington and undrafted rookie Elijah Cooks did enough to seize a spot. Of the bunch, Ridley, Jones, and Kirk will get the most playing time. Last year, Jones, Kirk and tight end Evan Engram logged a combined 352 targets while Tim Jones had 4 passes thrown his way. He won't probably see a huge increase in targets, and expecting him, Washington, or Cooks to have a big role in 2023 is a bit unrealistic. Depending on the matchup, Washington or Cooks could be made inactive in certain weeks. Similarly, the Jaguars could release either one to add another player to the roster. It's important to note that making the cut was no easy task for Cooks, who went undrafted earlier this year. At 6 feet 5 inches, the former San Jose Spartan could be of help in the red zone, and he proved in the offseason that he belongs on the 53-man roster. As a matter of fact, there's a chance the Jaguars opted to keep him because they didn't want to run the risk of losing him to another club in the waiver wire. But that doesn't mean he'll get lots of playing time next season. Still, it's encouraging to see Cooks defy the odds and make the initial 53-man roster. It's up to him to prove he deserves to keep his spot for the remainder of the year. Comment below your opinions. Don't forget to like and share the video with other fans.